Sweet. Hear me? Yes.
Yes.
Cool. So I'm going to talk about web components in like 5 minutes, which is pretty hard to do, but brief overview. How many people have actually heard about web components? Nice. How many people use them? A couple. Cool. Don't judge me on it because I'm a beginner. Okay, so this is me. I'm Hannah. I work on the core UI team, which is our component team. I just actually joined the team too, which is awesome, but I also went to Ada Developers Academy. Before this, I had a hummus business in Kenya. Then I came back and I was like, cool, I'm going to be a produce manager at a local food co-op because that's fun, right? And then I was like, software engineering, why not? Like, it's a blast. So here I am. This is my GitHub, and that's my Instagram because everyone loves photos. So cool, web components. Why do we actually use them? A big thing is the hype about web components is like we can use them in Angular, we can use them in Vue, we can use them in React. Maybe, we'll see after this. So we're going to go over what they are, some custom elements, shadow DOM, templates, polyfills, go over a quick example, and then an overview. So one thing, we think of components and we think that it's React components, but it's true, web components aren't actually React components. I know, there's more. So what are they? So custom element, just like we have a p tag or we have a button tag or a div tag, you can create your own tag. So cool, maybe I have a pineapple calendar. I know, it's like a calendar in the shape of a pineapple, just imagine it. I have it and I want to bring it to all of the other websites out there. So basically, all I had to do to create it, I had to think of a name. Well, the only requirement I have is creating this little hyphen in between. So I could literally do pineapple calendar, and there I have it. I have a component. And with this window, custom elements.define, I'm basically telling the DOM here, this is my custom component. So now we have the shadow DOM, and this is the really cool part about it. It's encapsulated, and it's a hidden. It's hidden. So in the same way we have an image tag, and all we have to really do is put a source there. We don't know what else is going on to make it all the magic work, but all the magic is actually in the shadow DOM. And when we create web components, we do that ourselves, which is pretty awesome. So basically, where normally we would, if we were doing a query selector, we would actually call a custom element on like the regular document. We would actually just call it from the shadow root. This is actually an example from Domino's wedding registry website. So in case you want Domino's for your wedding, here's the example. But they have a button on it, and you can see underneath it that the shadow root is right underneath that, and that's where you contain the styles. And then you have the templates, HTML templates. It makes it really easy to reuse, just like React components in that sense. You create a template, and you can continue to call an instance on that template anytime you want to use it. And then polyfills. In order to make it accessible with any other browser, then you can use polyfills to make that happen. The more web components become more popular, the payload actually decreases when you're using polyfills, and that can just be an installation there. So a quick run through on a really basic component. So you have here, I'm creating a div that says go bananas in it. You can see I can style all the things within the component template. The host is going to represent the shadow host, which is the Go Bananas in this sense. You can add your own class names to it too, and you can see where you can grab it via the ID query selector there, and then down there is where you're, at the bottom is where you're actually going to put the markup for the component. And then as the JavaScript goes, here you go, you can create a constructor. Then you also have the connect callback, the disconnect to callback, and every time that the element is inserted to the DOM, it's connected. This is where you can also attach it to the shadow root too, and then also the disconnected callback where it's removed, and then you can remove some of the event listers too. And then the attribute change callback is where basically any time that the element's attribute changes, like updating styles and things like that. And at the end, you're just, again, defining it, saying like, here, DOM, I now have Go Bananas, and this is what's happening. So there's a quick code pen of how I did that. So that seems really easy, right? Like, no problem. That's like the easiest component you could probably make, and it's actually really complicated beyond that, so that's why I'm just doing the very basics. So basically, to wrap it up in this 5-minute tutorial, I'm going to say cool positives. Reusability, just like React components, is pretty awesome. It's, in theory, can work across all frameworks, which is like a really neat concept to be able to kind of comprehend and see what the future is of that. Downfalls, it can be frustrating to work with the shadow DOM. And then also polyfills can sometimes be wonky and use a lot of memory depending. So with that, I'm going to leave it open for our next episode on working with web components with React. And Mark's going to take that over. That's all I got.